What's up? Tim Sykes, Millionaire Mentor, here with Tim Bowen, trading with the Tims, lead trainer, stocks to trade. Today, we're talking about crypto. What do you think about crypto?
I'm disappointed. I had so much hope. I had high hopes. I admit I was a believer to a certain extent. I traded Bitcoin, I traded Ethereum a little bit, and I had hoped. I know there's no hope in trading, just like there's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball.
I had hoped.
There's no crying in baseball.
That the crypto run would be real, but unfortunately, winter 2018, it looks like an elaborate pump and dump at this point.
Crypto could come back, but it is also down 80% off of its highs. For me, I look to trade anything volatile. I like the crypto stocks. They were beautiful. It was like 1999 again, 1998. My first million that I made was buying penny stock breakouts on ridiculous news.
Yeah, the beauty of this was back up to last year, roughly this time, we're recording in November, December, Bitcoin was going crazy, and it was an incredible time because the biggest joke of companies, all they had to do was issue a press release that said blockchain or said crypto, and man, 2 out of 3 times you're looking at 100% runner that day.
And before I was rudely interrupted by the Hunter Galore, I was actually talking about 1998, 1999. I made my first million buying penny stock breakouts. Back then, they just added .com to their name, and they were an internet company. Sportsman's Guide sold camping equipment. Sportsmansguide.com sold camping equipment online. Stock tripled. I never held that long. Same thing with crypto stocks. I never held that long. But remember Kodak, when they got into crypto, it was like Kodak coin?
Yeah, it
turned out to be crap.
Yeah, they had Kodak, which most of you, some of you might not remember Kodak, the old camera company. They pivoted into cryptocurrencies. They had this miner that looked like a toaster with a fan on it. It was a joke, but stock went from, I think, don't quote me, like 2 to 7.
3 to 12.
3 to 12, okay, all right. And then came all the way back, of course.
Came all the way back. Now there's questions. Crypto, again, maybe it's the future, maybe it's not. Very few companies actually use it. Like for me, if a product is really going to take off, like there should be widespread use, not just, okay, on a white paper it looks good, or, technologically it looks good, or maybe it's even logical to use. There needs to be widespread acceptance. Like online discount brokers revolutionized the brokerage space because it made sense and it was a lot cheaper. So old brokers pretty much have been wiped out. There still are a few. It's actually funny. This one guy gave me his business card the other day, and I was like, "What? I don't even know what to do with this. Like, can I upload it?" Like, it was so weird. So blockchain crypto has the chance to change the world, but the price of it got way ahead of itself because of how, luring. It was alluring, right? Like it was hopeful. The whole world is changing. Like we want humanity to be great. We can elect a black leader. We can change the world. We can end nuclear war. Crypto is going to change the world. Like maybe hunters won't kill animals anymore. Who knows what's going to happen? But Tim Bowen, after crypto fell, took his anger out on these poor defenseless animals and then eats them to feel better and says that it's protein and part of his diet.
But the nice thing about the crypto stocks, as well as even Bitcoin, is it just enforces the point that these chart patterns repeat. I mean, you can look at the chart of Bitcoin, from 80 cents to 19,000 to 3,000 today, and you can look at some of your charts from 15 years ago in your DVDs or your book, and it's the same chart
or
pattern.
the Chinese stocks or the shipping stocks,
exactly.
or nanotech, or Y2K.
You can look at DRYS, a stock that went from 2 to 120 or 140 in like 2.5 days. It's the same chart.
Or Accelerate Technologies. Do you remember this? This was Y2K. Back in the year 2000, everyone thought like all these computers were going to shut down because of going from 99 to 2000. Nothing actually happened, but a lot of these Y2K plays had the same kind of spike. So Y2K came and went. Chinese stocks came and went.
The shippers
stocks came and went. Does Bitcoin have a future? Bitcoin does exist. Crypto does exist. This is the difference here. It's a real product. But what is the value of it? And I don't know that answer. Is it worth 20,000 at its peak? Is it worth 3,500 where it is right now? Is it worth 1,000? You don't know because, frankly, it's all a guessing game. And this is my problem with crypto people because they're so sure crypto is going to be at 1 million by this date. I'll eat my own dick if it's not at 1 million. People have actually said this. You just don't know. And this is no different than, people on CNBC where they're guessing and they're putting specific price targets.
That's the lesson there is you don't know, and no one knows, but that doesn't mean there aren't trading opportunities. But don't get lulled into thinking you know.
But it's human nature to put price targets and to want to say, like, I know this, and then if it comes true, then it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy and you think that you're a prophet. For me, I'm more interested in the price action and the patterns. I don't know how high something is going to go, but I do know that if something is in like a mania state, and that is something that every single one of us can know 100% by studying the past. I know I'm, just beating an old drum like it's the same thing, but studying the past, you can see these patterns happen again and again. And they're different. Bitcoin went up much more than any of these other manias, but now it's come down in the same exact fashion. You can actually put like charts back to the NASDAQ boom and bust of the year 2000 and now Bitcoin. So don't be so sure of anything. The lesson here is just to be flexible. If you ride a mania, fantastic.
And only price action matters.
Only price action, but sell on the way up. Sell in eighths if you want to be like aggressive. Sell an eighth, sell an eighth, sell an eighth, sell an eighth. Sell partial positions. You don't have to sell all at once, but never just hold on to a whole position and hope, especially if you doubled, tripled, 10 times, 50 times your money. I hate getting messages from people being like, I had all this money, I should have listened. Take some partial profits. I was actually in South Africa a few months ago when Bitcoin was at 12,000. My South African tour guide was in from 1,000. So she's made 12 times her money.
No kidding.
It was down from 20,000. She's like, what do I do? And I was like, sell half. Sell half, protect your gains, lock it in. If the rest goes down, you still already locked in your gains. If it goes back up, you can sell the rest. I don't know what she did. I haven't talked to her. But that is my suggestion. When something goes up too much, whether it's penny stocks or Forex or any kind of asset, when it goes up exponentially, take gains along the way because it rarely ever lasts. No one trade, no one sector, no one stock is going to make you so much money that you never have to do this again.
And it's such a simple thing, but so many overlook it. You can always rebuy. I think it's so obvious for long time
psychological thing.
But long-time traders like us, it clicks. But as newer, you can always just rebuy. I mean, if Bitcoin rips back to 9,000 tonight, you can rebuy it tonight. If another stock starts, you can always take those gains, book them, and then you can always retrade.
People get very attached to their investments and their egos get involved and their stubbornness takes over where it's like, no, this must happen. I must do this. Otherwise what? Sell your position and buy it back 2 minutes later. See that the world did not, die off. Like the world goes on. It's okay to exit a position and rebuy and then get out and then rebuy and then get out. Like you don't have to be attached anymore. Online discount brokers allow you to buy in and buy out very often. If you're a short seller, I get it. You don't want to exit your short because there's so few shares to short. But if you're buying crypto, if you're buying this stuff, also one other thing, one final closing thought. How much time do we have left, Pascal?
Good amount.
What time are we at? How much?
8 minutes in.
All right, good. We have 2 minutes left because we want to make this a 10-minute video just because that's what I love. My whole goal is to make 10-minute videos. I want to talk about where, crypto, it became this thing. Like, people would get angry.
A religion. It almost reached that level.
People would get very angry when I talked against it, like blasphemy.
And
it's very similar to a lot of these penny stocks, like Fuse Sciences, FUSZ. Fuck you, you idiots who keep holding that stuff. It's crazy to look at from the outside because I consider us free. We're not in the matrix. Some people who are stuck and they're locked in their mindset and they won't change until they lose a lot of money. Don't be that person. Don't ever get so that you feel like you can't listen to the other side.
You should
always listen to the devil's advocate side. Like listen to okay, let me hear what you think. And then you'll be surprised. Sometimes the other side might actually make a more appealing case.
Never put yourself in the position where you're capitulating, where you're selling because you can't take the pain anymore. You have to have a plan. You have to have that realistic attitude to say, I'm into this asset, whatever this asset is, and it is not working, and I'm not going to wait until I just can't bear it anymore. That's that bag holder mentality. All of us longtime traders always make fun of the bag holders, but those are the people that will not sell until it just reaches max pain level.
Rule number one is cut losses quickly, but you don't have to just wait for a loss to cut. You can take profits. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and you need to learn to do it. Also, if there is some dissenting opinion, don't just block them and be like, they're wrong, I don't want to hear it. You should think about, wait a minute, I can be wrong on any trade. I can be wrong on any sector. Let me hear all the arguments, and that way you stay open-minded enough and flexible enough. Trading and getting rich is all about flexibility and adaptability. And if you don't do that, you're done.
Yeah,
no matter how much money you've made in the past, you can always be too stubborn and lose it in the future. As I know a lot of people watching this, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a dig about it. This isn't like an I told you so video, but I know people lost a lot of money with Bitcoin and crypto. Like they changed their entire businesses, they did everything, they moved into this, and now there's mud on their face.
I mean, you have the final lesson I think that we're kind of headed towards is you have to be willing to be wrong to be successful in this game. If you can't be wrong, you will never make it. If you're Eddie Lampert and you held Sears all the way to zero, it doesn't matter if you made 20 billion 20 years ago. You just took Sears all the way to zero.
Well, he actually locked in his bonuses, so he's okay.
Well, okay.
Year by year. Hedge funds are a scheme.
Anyways, there you go.
Leave a comment below if you love Bitcoin, if you hate Bitcoin, or if you just understand this video lesson. We'd like to hear what you think. Also, leave some comments asking us for some more topics. We'll talk about anything. We want to help you. It's better when you're rich, but if you're broke and using the free library Wi-Fi, God bless you, at least you're studying. Eat some good food tonight, beg on the streets, do whatever you have to. And if you know somebody who's lost a lot of money in crypto, give them an extra $20. Give them a little smile. Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.